The big shuffle.
This team disbanded. This team got a new sponsor. Like all that sort of stuff's about to start happening.
That's exciting times as well, you know.
Yeah.
Where these teams end up, where these players end up, who's going to leave what, who's going to retire. That's always a scary thing, Wolf.
The GuMiho has an incredible record. I think he's like 5-1 in this matchup or something like that. Like, he's not messing around.
He's fantastic at this matchup. His mech, you know, mech is where TVT is right now, and he's so damn good at it. He's been using it
They use the
time.
same song. That's hilarious.
What?
That's like never happened before.
I hate this song. This song has been played so much in Korea. It's like the only Maroon 5 song you hear.
Look at the record for Cure's TVT and also his down purple arrow. He's 1-5. He's like the reverse GuMiho record. Plus,
literally everything's changing. Everything's the same. Well, what's going on?
I know this is actually kind of insane. He hasn't winning record versus GuMiho, but I think this is when he was doing really well. Like when he actually almost beat Innovation to go to a finals. I always talk about that, but that was a TVT matchup he lost. It seems like his TVT has kind of gone downhill since then.
Yep, not conforming to the mech perhaps. We'll soon find out how that's going to play out, though. It is going to be on Terraform as well, so a pretty fantastic mech map.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's find out if Cure can secure that second win here for Green Wings, or if GuMiho can tie us up 1-1. This win is so important for MVP. They need it. Let's go into game number 2. Top left in the red. The Nine-Tail Fox, the Towel Terran, it's GuMiho.
Down here in the bottom right for generic Green Wings, Cure.
Not as many nicknames.
Nope, that's it. The Fixer.
Yeah, he's one of those spells that'll heal you up. Maybe something you could do to some meat, I guess.
Cure meat?
Yeah, curating that meat, I guess.
Yeah, it's always a good thing.
Yeah.
You need that.
You need that. Been eating a lot of Korean barbecue recently, actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
Ah,
Went to this great place last night in Sangsu called Dojok. I absolutely would recommend it. It was really good.
I might have been there before, considering I live there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like a bit further from your house on the edge of things, but I'd definitely show you some time.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I don't have enough BBQ out here, considering we're in Korea.
Well, it's funny. I guess there are phases of it. You know, like I'm eating it all the time, and then I'm like, I can't eat this anymore. I want to eat some more Western food, and I want to start eating like pastas and stuff like that.
Oh, you want to cook for yourself? You know,
I never do that.
Did you?
No, I do, but not so much recently. I've been casting a lot, so.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. I always go to the cans of tuna. That's all you need.
Tuna cans are awesome.
Tuna cans and whatever else you can find and put it on top of rice.
My go-to definitely fried rice with tuna.
Yeah. You fry your rice?
Yeah.
Oh, you do more than me then. I microwave my rice.
So, this TVT matchup obviously is dominated by mech currently, and this is the mech map Terraform. And we did see a faster gas for GuMiho, as you guys could see.
No
it's almost
surprise
50
there.
Gas up, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of expect this opening. I'm sure Cure is really expecting it to be this exact build and this exact style from GuMiho. He doesn't hide it. You know, he's pure mech. He's one of those. He's like Bravo, for instance, like just pure mech nearly every single time.
And he's most likely going to show us a Reaper as well. He's big into that. I mean, the timing does line up perfectly for a factory, but okay. He's going to go for that instead of the Reaper. We see GuMiho oftentimes going for that Reaper, scouting with it, harassing with it. He's got really good Reaper control, but not so much in this particular game.
Yeah, maybe he really has done his research on Cure, and Cure, he doesn't do very well in the matchup, and perhaps it is because he's so predictable. He doesn't have to even scout, but he's going to scout as a follow-up.
Okay, so he's just going to make the Reaper second. On a two-player map, this isn't so bad. Ooh, look at this scout for Cure. He's actually going to time it to dodge the Marine and then come in and check. That's really smart.
Yeah, that's a great SCV placement.
And second gas for GuMiho, really committing. And this is why the scout is so important.
I feel like it's going to just show him what he expects there. And maybe just a little too soon as well, because this Reaper is going to clean it up before any extra buildings go down.
Yeah, he's going to see the starport, but he's not going to show a tech lab. And that means it could be anything. Obviously, the second gas is kind of telling, but it's not 100%.
Yeah, I mean, most likely going to be Cloak Banshees, or at least mech from here. Certainly no bio on the way there.
Looks like GuMiho is going to attack with the Hellion, the first Scouting Marine, and the Reaper together. And this could do some work. Let's see how good the Hellion control for Cure is when he sends that first Hellion.
Yeah, he might actually run out of time, though, because this Hellion for Cure is going to come out just as they get to the ramp. Going to give him a shot. Maybe if the Hellion actually pokes out, he'll TBS that down instead.
I think that's the plan. I think that's what he's going for here. Oh, look at that check. These two have studied each other so well. This is actually so incredible to watch.
Man. Still going to get a huge scout off there. He's going to see everything he needs to see.
All he sees is late starport, second CC, no eBay. So a lot of information here. Instantly switches into Cloak after seeing no eBay. And the late starport, so no Viking. And I think this is a cool move. It's still a pretty late Cloak Banshee, though. He canceled the Widowmine? No, okay, he's still got the Widowmine.
Cloak Banshees are timeless in this matchup there. There's never really a wrong time to put them out there, and they do damage all game long. I mean, remember when Mario was using them all the time throughout the entire game? His starport was only made for Banshees.
Yeah.
And it adds up over time. Even if a couple of them get shut down, at least you're forcing scans out.
His finals versus Dream, he really showed his Banshee control and how effective they are. Also some incredible Hellion micro. Would love to see Maru play some TVTs. It could have been Maru versus GuMiho instead had he not decided to...
Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Yeah.
Well, you never know. It could happen still. Maybe in the grand playoffs. What do we call them, by the way?
You know, a lot of people like to just call them the grand final playoffs. I guess
that makes sense.
The official term in Korean is grand postseason. So I guess that's like the official term, but there's a lot of terms for it. Everybody knows what we're talking about. We're talking about after round 4, the actual final playoffs.
Playoffs.
Yeah. So this Banshee isn't coming, but Cure already added 3 turrets for safety. So it's going to be hard-pressed to find damage. The most important thing, I think, is that he saves the Banshee, doesn't lose it.
Yeah, it doesn't throw it away for nothing. If you can actually get the damage done, could be a good thing.
Good angle here, but there's a second turret in the main. There's a third one next to the production facilities. He wants to just escape here, I guess. He's going to go for damage instead.
Oh, this is a good place. Might force out a scan already, but stopping gas income already. Second one on the way.
Yeah, the second Banshee.
Oh, it's going to get out of it, too.
Oh, my God.
That is huge. It can go back to the same spot and do even more damage.
Look at this, even hitting that SCV there on the close patch.
Now, this could be a problem. All the units are at the front.
Oh, this is actually doing way too much damage. Did not expect with 3 turrets this Banshee to find this much damage. And a scan. Basically, essentially a wasted scan.
Second one here.
This second Banshee might even be able to find a spot on that siege tank and force that on siege.
Well, here we go. Actually, Hellions are in the main base, but this could still do some damage if GuMiho is not paying attention.
Yeah, and he's really focused on this Banshee micro right now. All right, let's see how quickly he reacts.
There's no space for the drop.
That's hilarious.
That's unfortunate.
The Marines are protected from SCVs, I guess, but that bought him enough time to shut this down, and GuMiho takes a massive lead from here. His CC is somewhat late, but he's done a ton of damage.
Yeah, that's the one redeeming thing, I got to say. That earlier CC for Cure is really keeping his economy on par, at least. Another Banshee, number 3 coming in.
Yeah, looks like GuMiho lost one of his initial Banshees.
Yeah, looks like he left one just sitting on that refinery, the northern refinery, the main.
He's going to try to find an angle here. He will be in vision of that turret. Another drop here in the natural. Widowmine does hit the medevac, though. And that means no escape for these units. Let's see how much damage they can find. Already 3 SCV kills. Well, this looks like that's all they're going to get. Meanwhile, more Banshee damage in the main.
So much more Banshee damage.
Ooh! 4 kills will escape, it looks like. And there's the double armories for both players.
Yeah, so mech is on the cut. It's nice having a nice mech versus mech.
Yeah, let's just, relax, chill, grab a beer out of the refrigerator, if you're at home.
It's definitely a good beer matchup.
Yeah.
I highly recommend that.
And at this point in time, he's just trying to find damage so hard that it's actually working. Because this game has slowed down so much, you can really multitask and focus on these Banshees more than anything else and find these holes. Adding 2 factories at home, meanwhile. Escapes with the Banshee. The Vikings are on the hunt, but I don't think they're going to find it.
No, and it's so important to deny that gas if you can with Banshees and whatnot, if it's going to be mech versus mech, because gas is just so important to this part of the game. You're getting your production up and running still, and you're trying to build the core of your army, getting the tanks out.
GuMiho has a nice Marine lead, but he's behind in siege tanks, but he does have those additional factories. His third CC is very late, but it's still coming up. It looks like he's going to be able to, with this push he's moving out with right now, control the map enough to hold on to that third base at the third base location first, so he's going to have better saturation. He's going into double Thors. Now, we saw this fail just recently as well, this heavy Thor composition. Let's see if this ends up working out.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, it's going to really come down to how the tanks are positioned and how many are there. We did see production was a lot later for Cure. You know, he finished those armories a lot later as well, so he's pretty far behind in upgrades.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the supplies as well. GuMiho really pulling ahead with all that harassment. And he's about to hit the 1-1. It's getting pretty close. His Marine's even going to deny this base, which is going to force an awkward move out, which means these Marines can maybe try to catch some unsieged tanks. Let's see if he can actually get this done.
Yeah, pretty good use of them.
They don't have stims, so it's not going to be easy.
Oh, taking a big hit. Yeah, he's not going to find much there, but...
Ooh, but the Banshee's coming in, and he just used the scan in the wrong place. He's going to force these tanks to move. Oh, this is such cool positional play here from GuMiho. He's going to kill a tank, it looks like. One more shot will do it. Down it goes. He's going to kill a lot of SCVs as well. Cure is struggling in this game.
Yeah, he's really out of position with his anti-air. Not a good thing at all. It's going to delay the third base for a long time, and Thors are moving out now, so looks like he's going to try and deny this third base mining for as long as possible.
Thors can do so well against unsieged tanks and sieged up tanks in small number as well because they have so many hit points. And they kind of eliminate the splash damage to a certain extent because they're so big. If a tank shoots it, it's not hitting anything but the Thor if you split them well.
Yeah, and not to mention all the Marines and Hellions that are going to kind of tank for them for at least a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like you might even just walk around the side with them. A few of these Hellions moving around the left side do not spot this drop, but there's a sieged up tank.
Look at this. This could do a lot of damage. One tank there to siege up. It's going to really start to zone out the SCVs as well.
Oh, and that Widowmine really helping. Okay, he's just going to target down the siege tank. The Marines and Hellbats, if they can catch those transferring SCVs. Meanwhile, he's going for the natural here with 4 Hellions. And this is a disaster for Cure. He's just falling apart at this point.
Wow, from every angle there, even a Banshee.
There's like a Banshee at the party too. Like,
down goes the CC. He didn't lift it. That could have saved it. Big mistake there.
It looks like this is just going to be game. 1-1 finishes for Cure, but he's just outclassed at this moment in time. 3 base to 2 now. It's like adding 2 factories that he can't afford to produce from. It's just everything went down the drain.
Such a simple sort of play there, like just completely out of position with everything else. And we did see 4 tanks and a bunch of Hellions that were just completely out of position.
Zoning these Hellions here at the line of sight blocker. Moving another CC down now. But it's just going to be denied. Well, it's like bringing Hellions back to help defend this. He's going to try to surround this army, but GuMiho's already left. He's taken a 40 supply lead, and he's looking for a follow-up attack with 2-2.
Yeah, I think he's from here he can just kind of kill. If he just makes a number of medivacs and gets ready to drop on top of this tank army, tank-heavy army, it's like it should be such an easy closing at this point for GuMiho. He's so far ahead.
Oh, losing this medevac means his Hellions can no longer drop. And 2-2 so close to being finished. Up 12 Harvesters. Those 2 Thors really helping out with the air issue as well. And now they're almost even in Vikings, so he has to be really careful with how he engages this.
So many tanks are out for Cure, so if he's in position, he can defend against what GuMiho has, but I mean, if he's going to be in positions like he was in that last engagement, losing that third base for nothing, essentially.
Okay, here we go. He's going to try to engage on these Vikings. Maybe could give him a small edge here. Hellions going for run by as well. This is forcing GuMiho to rotate back around to the other side of the map. Few units here to defend, and GuMiho has his own blue flame now. And oh man, really good lineups there.
They're all out of position again. Those tanks are more defending the third base than the natural and main base.
Yeah, a few SCVs going down here. Bit of a late pull. Not too much damage found though. At the end of the day, 50 supply up now, GuMiho.
Yeah, he really couldn't be further ahead. Granted, a lot of the supply is in Hellions, which aren't the most effective. He's got a lot of extras there. Like, he's got a lot of Vikings, a lot of Thors.
I think it's time to start adding medivacs. And
I want medivacs.
Yeah, just drop Hellbats on top of this army. I mean, you can walk forward with them as well, but medivacs will definitely raise the effectiveness of this Hellbat army quite significantly.
I guess there's always that fear. If your opponent's investing a lot into Vikings, it can be a bit of a sting. So, hang on a second.
He's just going to flank here.
Yep.
Look at this. Tanking with the Thors. Vikings have to land. Now he can land his own Vikings. 2-2 upgrades are finished. He's even got 3-3 on the way. This is just too much. Look, +2 attack isn't even done yet for Cure.
Wow. What a beatdown. Completely slaughtered in the third base once again.
I can't believe I said this could have been the one that JIN took, man. I was totally wrong.
Yeah, this is not good at all. Oh, Cure just getting completely annihilated, and I think he's going to have to give it up. I don't think he can even hold the natural.
He's going to have to type out, but we're starting to see, you know, this Thor usage that GuMiho tried to show. GG. The Thor usage that GuMiho tried to show in the previous match, it didn't work out as well, but it sort of makes a lot more sense in this scenario. On a smaller map, you can actually push with them and pressure with them. They're big damage, like single target damage dealers versus ground armies, like those siege tanks, so you can kind of flank with them at the third base.
Yep.
Really good for the map.
Yeah, fantastic there. It really is a unique style for GuMiho, though. We never really see anyone else go for it. I do like it a lot, though. He's always had his own sort of ideas about the matchup, about playing StarCraft in general. Now it's 1-1.
Such a different lineup for MVP that we're seeing these days, and it's awesome to see. When you look at that lineup of players and look at that bench, you can see there are those old favorites. Seed, you know, Hero from Team Liquid on the bench. Even seeing Center, the old player on the bench. All these players that used to kind of hold the team together, but never really get those big wins, have kind of faded away. But I feel like even though they're gone, they're not really gone because they're still on that bench. They're still helping to train these players that are coming out and winning these matches. GuMiho's record has been incredible. It begs the question, why weren't we seeing him more in round 2, round 3? And now we're seeing him just come out every time, and he's thrashing people on good Terran TBT maps.
Yeah, I guess it really comes down to the meta's just gone the way of Mech. Mech's getting better and better. The maps are better. So now he's finally coming into power.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break before we go into Game 3. We'll be right back.